we want to separate our practice from our daily life so we can focus. So we're going to reach up. You're grabbing energy, and then as you breathe out, you push that energy down to your navel. So the Chinese have names for all these. This is called pulling down the heavens. So you reach, look up, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, and then breathe in, breathe out. Okay, we start trying to warm up slowly. So you're going to have your feet about shoulder and a half apart. What we're going to do is, it looks so tiny. What we're going to do is you're going to bring your hands out, turn them out like you're swimming. Then your hands come around, and then as they go forward again, you want to rub your ribs. There are actually acupuncture points there. So you're going to breathe in, your chest opens up, your shoulder blades go together, and then you breathe out, you scrub your ribs. Okay. Now, you breathe in, you look up slightly. When you breathe out, you sink down a bit. We're trying to wake up our lower bodies, strengthen our lower bodies. So here we go. So breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. So now we're going to do the opposite direction. So you're going to come in, you're going to scrub your ribs as you come in, and then your hands come together. So breathe in, your chest opens up, you try to touch your shoulder blades, the lower shoulder blades and back. Then you breathe out, your hands come up, and you sink down a bit. So we're working the major muscles of the lower body. Breathe out. Breathe in. Oh, we're doing the opposite direction now. Sorry. No, yeah, we're doing this way. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. All right. We had the last 2 weeks, we did abdominal breathing. I just want to say everything that we do, you should be doing abdominal breathing. I'll just go over it for like a few seconds. So when you breathe in, you want to breathe in with your abdomen, lower abdomen, not your chest. And then you breathe out, you pull in your navel, and you kind of compress your internal organs. You're compacting them because all the energy that we're building, we want to push into our internal organs to retain it and just make them healthier. So we'll just do 2 more breaths. Breathe in, your lower abdomen goes out. Breathe out, squeeze in, and then you use your glutes. It's kind of like you're trying to eliminate, but you're pushing things in. So 1 more breath. Breathe in, breathe out. So for all the movements that we do, you should be doing abdominal breathing. Okay, so what we're going to do is, so we warmed up a little bit. We're still trying to warm up from the inside out. So we're going to put our now feet about 2 shoulder widths apart. Our toes are forward. Okay, this is called holding position, and it's building up your determination, and it's also building up your lower body. You want to have stronger, the muscles in your legs to be stronger and your ankles to be stronger, so you're more stable as you move through life. We're going to hold up a platter, and you're going to look up at it slightly. So this one, you want to have your knees at least a little bit bent because we're working on the major muscles in the lower body. So if your legs are locked, you're not building up the muscles in your legs. Okay, so we're going to hold it up. We're just going to go for 5 breaths. So you're looking up, then you're holding steady. So you're breathing in, abdominal breathing. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. So whenever you do these meditation type of breathings, when you breathe in, you touch your tongue to the top roof of your mouth right behind your teeth as you breathe in, and then you breathe out, you drop your tongue. Breathe in, tongue up. Breathe out, drop your tongue. Breathe in. Breathe out. We're going to do one more time. Breathe in, tongue up. Breathe out. Okay, then we're bringing your feet together. We're going to pull down the heavens again, so you're going to reach up. And then breathe out. Push all that energy back down to your navel. All right. So the next one we're going to do is we're just going to kind of generally warm up our body. Just this is more like a regular warm up, but we just want to get our body a little bit more warm before we do. So you're in front of a giant clock. You're watching the second hand race around. You're warming up your neck, but you're not cranking your neck. You're just trying to get a little warmed up. It goes the other way. Okay, now you're going to roll your shoulders forward. So you go back, you want to touch your shoulder blades and back. That opens up your chest, and then when you come forward, you want to try to touch your shoulders together. What's that doing is it's opening up, it's massaging your heart and your lungs when you're pulling forward, and as you push your shoulders forward, that's like opening up your upper thorax, your spine. You're trying to get spinal fluid going. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up. You're going to put your hands together, and then as you breathe out, they're going to come down to the center. Okay, now mesh your fingers. What we're doing is we're meshing our fingers together, and then we're just rotating. We're trying to warm up our wrists. Now the other direction. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to come up. So we come down. Now what you try to keep your elbows up. You don't want your elbows to drop down, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to work on your forearms. So you're going to push your fingers one direction, then push them the other. This is just trying to strengthen your forearms a bit, make them a little bit more flexible. Okay. Now we're going to put our hands on our waist, just circle a few times. And then the other direction. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put our hands just above our knees, and as you lean, you're going to lean forward, and you're going to look up. If you look up, say, look 10 feet in front of you, your back will be very slightly arched, and then it'll get into your hamstrings. A lot of people have back problems, and it's actually their hamstrings aren't stretched out. And then when we come back, you're going to come back straight, and then you're going to go and bend your knees, and now that'll engage your calves. What you want to engaging your calves is a very important part of Qigong, because in Chinese medicine you have three hearts. Your heart, your abdomen, which we have beating now because we're doing abdominal breathing. The third heart are your calves, because your lymphatic system, gravity pulls all these fluids down. You get big fat ankles, so got to engage your calves to push all that lymphatic fluid back up. It's a passive system to your main body, and then the toxins in that system can be breathed out. So we're going to do 1, 2. We're looking forward, stretching your hamstrings. 3, 4. Engage your calves. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So now we're going to do something called cat stance. What you do, or empty stance, you're going to put your back foot at 45 degrees, and you're going to have all your weight on it, and you're just touching, right now, you're just touching with your other toe. So your back leg should be bent. We're trying to, once again, we're trying to build up the strength in our lower body so that we have more stability. So what we're just going to do is we're going to work on our ankles. So we're going to be here, and you're going to, first you're going to point, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to pull the toes back. So point your toe, and then touch your heel. So you point your toe, that's working on your ankle flexibility and strength. When you pull back, you want to pull back as much as you can. Once again, engaging, when we're doing this, we're also engaging the calf. Okay, so we're going to point toe, point heel, point heel, point heel, point heel. Okay, now we're switching to the other leg. So point heel, point heel, point heel, point heel, point heel. Okay. So we do a few movements usually to keep stretching from the 8 Brocades we just did. We had 8 weeks where we did each movement from the 8 Brocades. There's 8 of them, and they're all on our website. So if you want to go and look at those over, otherwise we'll cycle through them, but that won't be for a little while. So we'll just do a few of them. So one, you're holding like a ball of chi in front of you. There's a big ball, a beach ball. You're going to turn it over, and then one hand presses toward the sky and the other one toward the earth. You're pulling your fingers back. You want to pull your fingers back because, once again, we're working on the forearms. So that one, the one that presses the heaven, goes the same direction as your shoulder, and the other one that presses the earth goes points straight forward. Then you're going to come back. We're turning over the ball, and we're going to press on the other side. Okay, this is called splitting heaven and the earth. So breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. One more each side. Breathe in, turn over, breathe out, and then breathe in, breathe out. There's another one. This one is also for trying to work with upper body. You're going to bring your hands together, you're going to mesh them, and then you're going to turn them out. This is first the warm-up part. So you have them in front of your heart. So you breathe in, and then you breathe out. You're pushing. This is, once again, trying to work on our forearms. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay, so now we're going to come up in front of our heart. So we're going to go straight out. So breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay, that was the warm-up. So now what we're going to do is, this is the actual movement. And this, if you have shoulder problems, just go as high as you can. If you don't, if otherwise, we want to go straight up. So this one, we're going to breathe in when we go up. We're going to go up slightly, just our heels will be just very slightly off the ground. We're trying to lift our rib cage off our organs, and then you breathe out, and then you're going to go up again. So we'll just do that twice. So breathe in, you go up, and then you breathe out, you come down. You're trying to give your organs space to stretch out. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay, so now what we're going to do is going to breathe in, and then when you breathe out, you lean to the side. Then you breathe in, you breathe out, lean to the side. This is called two hands press the heavens. So breathe in, and now when you breathe out, you're going to look over your shoulder. Breathe in, breathe out. Do one more set. So breathe in, stretch up, breathe out. Breathe in. Lean to the side. You want your shoulders like they're up against the wall because we're trying to make our spine a crescent. We're trying to open up the, breathe in, breathe out, open up the vertebrae. A lot of these movements are made so that you want to get the spinal fluid flowing. Breathe in, breathe out, look over your shoulder. And then breathe in, breathe out, look over your shoulder. All right, then we have 3 short movements. The first one's also from the 8 Brocades. These 3 movements you do anytime during the day. They're pretty quick, but they like wake up your body. So what you start out by just shaking your hands loosely. Okay, so this is called opening the 9 gates, which are the major, that your gate is one of the joints of your body where energy can get stuck, so you want to open them up. So you start by shaking loosely your hands, but then what you start doing is you start bouncing. You either can just, depending on how confident you are in your balance, you move your hips, you bend your knees up and down, but otherwise, if you can, what you want to do is you want to lift your heels slightly off the ground, then drop down, because you want to make a very slight shock. This is opening up the gates, which is your hip, knee, and ankle, the 9 gates, your upper, lower, and middle spine, and your shoulder, elbow, and wrist. So now your hands are shaking, but that's because your body's shaking. And the reason that you're bouncing on your heels is that's sending a shock wave through your body. You have adhesions in your internal organs from sitting around at your desk too much, and you also want to break up adhesions in your fascia, so you should feel the skin moving over your muscles moving over your bones. So just relax your shoulders. Just shake the 9 gates. And then throw the energy out to your fingertips. Now, the next one is you're going to turn from side to side. Your hands are loose. Your chin is following your shoulders. And so you're looking over, and your hands, as you go back and forth, your hands hit against your body. That is kind of also sending a little shock wave through your body to wake up your organs. All right, now if you can, now you want to engage your mind, because the Qigong is also supposed to be, you're sharpening your mind. So you pick a spot on each side, and as you turn, you focus on that spot. Okay. Then if you have enough flexibility, as you get warmed up, you can move the spot until you look at the same spot behind you each time. So focus, focus, focus. And this is, of course, what else would you call this but dragon shakes its whiskers. So you're just going back and forth. Okay, that's number 2 of the little wake up exercises. The third one in the set is you're reaching for the wall, reach for the ceiling, and then you reach for the other wall. You want to keep your shoulders as if they're up against the wall. You don't want to twist, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to curve our spine, open up those vertebrae, reach, reach, then reach. That's stretching the nervous system, the meridians on one side of your body, and it kind of compresses the organs on the other. So you're massaging your organs as well as opening up the energy flow in your body. So breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. And one more each side. Breathe in, reach up, stretch. want to stretch over and then breathe in, breathe out. Okay, that's our warm-up. Now we're going to have the lesson. So I also try to teach at least one either Qigong or Tai Chi skill. And what we're going to do today is called posting. What happens in Tai Chi, one of the main principles is Tai Chi is your feet are connected to the earth, and you always have your balance. So what happens is your feet are solid on the earth, and then what happens is your feet move your waist, move your hips. So your feet moves your waist, and then your waist moves your hands. So you're not like seeing people wildly doing things. One of the most famous, well-known movements is this one, which is it's called wave hands like clouds. But it looks like, but actually, what my hands are doing, my hands are just doing this. I'm drinking water. I call it drinking water. But because I'm posting, I'm shifting, turning, shifting, turning, shifting, turning. Even though my hands, my feet are moving my waist, and then my waist move my hands. So that's like one of the main principles of Tai Chi. So we're going to learn how to begin to learn how to do that today. So your feet are about 1/2 shoulder widths apart. If you can, you have your feet pointing forward. So what you do, first we're just going to start with the hips. So see if I can get closer here. So I want you to see my feet too. So what happens is you're in the center. You're going to shift your weight to one side. So you want your hip, your shoulder, your hip, your knee, your ankle to be in one line. You don't want to go past because we always maintain our balance in Tai Chi. So if you go past, what happens is like if somebody grabbed you, you'd fall over that way. So you're just moving your hips here and then you're stopping. You're standing like a mountain, they like to say. And then you're going to shift back to the other side. Hip, knee, and ankle are in a straight line. So you're just going back and forth. Now there's different levels. The level that we're doing it at is you want your hips to be basically moving on a straight line. So you don't want to be doing this back and forth. You want it because as you move this way, you want your energy to be projecting over there. So your hips are moving in the straight line that way. Your body right now, your body stays over your hips. So you also do not want to be doing this. You don't want to be doing I'm going back and forth, or your head stay here and your hips going out. This kind of moves as a unit, right? So you're here, your energy is going that way. Now you're coming back to the center, but you want to stop when your hip, knee, and ankle. Also, you want to keep this straight. You want to make sure that your knee is pointing straight. You want to make sure you're not hurting your knees. If you go too far or you push your hip out, you start putting pressure on the outside of your knee. Okay, so this part is called posting. Okay. All right, so this is our feet are moving our hips. That's step 1. Okay. Now we're going to go to step 2. Here we go. So we're going to post, and now put your hands on your chest like you're praying. So you're going to post, and then while you're here, now you're going to turn toward the corner. And now you're going to post to the other side, and then you're going to turn toward the corner. Post, turn. Okay, so now what you want to make sure is when you post it, so your hip, knee, ankles here, you don't want to turn with your waist. If you turn with your waist, what's happening is now, see my knees going out, this is bending, so now I'm like damaging my knees. So when you come here, your lower body is now the mountain. So when you turn, right now, just how much is comfortable, you turn with your waist. Your hips stay where they are. This is really important. And you just turn with your waist. So you're going to post. Now your hips are set, and then you just turn with your waist. Right now, you're going to build up your flexibility as you practice. So right now, you just go however much is comfortable for you. So you're not, when you go and you're going to turn, you're not cranking as far as you can. If anything, you only go 45 anyway, even if you're flexible, because now I want my hands like pointing 45 at that corner, like post, turn to go 45. So right now, if you see my hands are look like they're moving, but actually, as we see, because they're up because my chest, they're not moving. But if you're from the outside, appear to be moving because my feet move my hips, and then my waist moves my hands. Okay, so feet, waist, feet, waist, feet. Remember, don't turn your hips. You don't want to. You want to be very careful on your knees as you turn. So you want to turn the waist just however much you can, even if it's only a few degrees. Right now you're getting the concept. Okay, so post, turn, post, turn, post, turn. Okay, so we're 2/3 of the way there. So it's feet, waist, hands. So now we're going to do something this something with our hands. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to start with, instead of having your hands like you're praying, put your hands flat. This movement is called turning, and remember these come from agricultural societies. So we're going to do this. It's called turning the millstone. So I guess we're grinding our rice or our wheat. So what we're going to start with is our hands are going to be flat, and they're going to be together, and they're on our navel. So we're going to first start out by doing what we were just doing, which we're going to post. Then we're going to turn. Now our hands are pointing at one corner. Going to post to the other side. Turn, post, turn, post, turn, post, turn. Okay, so now what our hands are just going to do is they're going to stay in front of our navel, and they're just going to go out and come back. So this is what our hands are doing. They're just going straight out and coming back, straight out and coming back. And they're staying on the level. Remember, it's like you're wiping a table at the top or turning the millstone, so they're staying on the same level. They're not coming up or going down, so they're just going in and out. Okay, so now here's where we have to engage our brain, because what we're going to do is we're going to post, turn. Now, as we post to the other side, our hands are going to go out. They would appear to be staying in the same place because our waist is moving away from them. Okay, so we're here, we're posting to the other side, but now we're going to leave our hands, we're not moving our hands now, and we're going to turn, and we've posted, we're going to turn our waist to look at the other corner. Now, we're going to post back, and as we post back, we pull our hands back to our navels. And then we turn again, and we're back to where we started. So, post, hands go out. Turn, our hands don't move. Post, our hands come in. And then we turn. Post, our hands go out. Turn, they don't move. Post, our hands come in. And then we turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, as time goes on, once you get it, the reason that we do it, in Tai Chi, you never stop moving. You're always, just as you think you're going to stop moving, then you switch, right? So you never stop moving, but right now we're doing it on the count because we want to make sure you're doing each part of the movement. As you make sure that you do each part of the movement. If you start just doing fast, people start doing this. They stop posting. They're just like, look how fast I can do it. It's like you're not doing Tai Chi because you're doing your hips, waist, hands, right? So this is basically what you're trying to do. So as you get more comfortable with the movement, make sure you don't miss any. You can just you do it all automatically. You post, turn. See, but my hand is just doing this. My hand looks like it's going in a circle, but my hand's just actually going in and out. It's the same thing when we do wave hands like clouds. I'm actually just doing this, but because I'm posting at the same time, it looks like I'm, you know, I'm waving hands like clouds. So you want to build up to that right now. Um, you want to practice all that. So you just got, that was a lot of stuff because we did a whole bunch of Qigong movements, things from Brocades, which is a famous form, and some Tai Chi skills. We actually do, all those are on the website, so you can study those individually, but that's what we usually we do the like Brocades and things for a warm-up. We do a lesson. So this week, I try to keep it to a half an hour. So you, all the little things like that you can do, you can each do, we only did like maybe 5 breaths. Um, but you can take any of the things. Like when you hold position, you're actually supposed to try to hold, we only did a few breaths, but you want to try to get it so that you can do that for like 5 minutes instead of 5 breaths. When you like, press the heavens, you want to do it for, say, instead of doing for three sets, maybe you can get up to 9 sets. And you go through the various different things, and you just pick out 1 or 2 of the movements, and then just do that a few times every day for a week until you build up a set of qigong movements that you can use to keep your keep your body healthy. They're all made to like circulate energy and fluids through your body. So um, we'll go. All right. Next week because there were a lot of new people, I explained a lot of stuff. Next week, we can end up by doing a little bit of meditation too. There's a standard kind of Taoist standing meditation that we do. So I can show you. I'll show you that next week, and then um, you can use that if you want to. Like if you just want to kind of learn to focus, you can use the meditation as opposed to like doing our various different qigong movements, which are mainly made to strengthen your internal organs. All right, so we're at the end. So here we go. What we're going to do is we started by pulling down the heavens. We end by pulling down the heavens. So you reach up, you breathe in. As you breathe out, you push that energy down, all the energy that it did. So breathe in, breathe out, push. You want to compact all that energy into your internal organs. So you're squeezing. You want to keep it, the energy we built up, and then breathe in, breathe out.